Hi, my name's Colin. Welcome to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, let's get started. Hi everybody, welcome to Paint Watercolours with me, Colin Walters. And this picture is called Aran. It's a place that's in Wales and it's from paintmyphoto.com. And the name of the photographer is Gary Jones. So this is some straightforward Aran. Just strengthen that up in some areas. So I'm going to drop some pyrrole orange. Just blend it on the paper. And then round the edges of that I'm going to drop some cobalt blue and Indian red. Just a touch more. And into the bottom part of the sky over the mountain, just bring some Naples yellow. A little bit across here. Masked out some trees and rocks just for a bit later on. I'm just going to get some cobalt blue into the sky. Strengthen it up in the corners. Then we're straight back into the cobalt blue and Indian red. We just want to strengthen up the outside edge on some of these. And we're just going to leave some hard edges to try and create some silver linings. Add some few clouds just to break up this cobalt blue. And in this corner, just to help pull your eye into the painting. Just help the orange to flow. Strengthen up once again. A few wispy clouds coming in off the mountain, right on the peak. This will also help the peak of the mountain stand out. We can leave that to dry. Okay, with a watery mix of the cobalt blue and Indian red, with just a bit more Indian red added to it, we'll just put some rocks on the top of this mountain. And I want them to be very faint. Leaving some of the areas white because a little bit of a snow on them, but not much. And I think we will let it go at that. Underneath all that, just re-wet this whole mountain up to where the rocks are. Sweep it past the trees. This is a colour called Terra Verde, and I've mixed that with a little bit of cobalt blue, and it gives a grey green. Just test its strength. It looks fine. It's to be very weak. Very gently strengthening it up and re-rolling into the foreground. Where the sun is, we'll just drop some re-rolling in here. We'll also just re-wet where I've just drawn in the rocks here. There is some masking fluid on the outside edge, just so we get something nice and clean. The cobalt blue and Indian red. A tiny touch of the pyrrole orange. If you haven't got pyrrole orange, you can always use cadmium orange. Bring it into the ground. Soften the edge. Leave that to dry a minute or two. I think whilst we're waiting for that to dry, we'll go back to the Aran and we'll just pick out the light side of these trees and bushes. whether you think the sun would strike as it's coming in from the left to the right. No great detail here, they're just really big clumps of trees, but you'd want to show a little separation. If that's just dried up enough, so we can put a stronger mixture of that terra verte on and cobalt blue, just to add some interest to this background mountain. Really all has to dry. Now that's dried, I've just re-wet the whole hill along here, and we're just going to drop some areolin along here, tie it in with the sun. Then into that we're going to drop cobalt blue and areolin with a touch of cadmium red just to dull it. We'll add that into it, making it now fairly dark around the trees. Stronger mixture just for some shadow areas, cobalt blue and areolin with a touch of cadmium red. It's actually pyrrole red that I'm using, but cadmium red will do. So soften out some areas. Just soften it out. Soften the edge into the rocks. Same here. Stronger mix of the same colour. Only in a few areas. Soften off. Encourage it a little bit. Back to your green once again. Where your trees are, you can just put some colour in. This is the cobalt blue, vermilion and a touch of red. Go around each tree, allowing some of the yellow to show through. Don't do it all. And because this is a bit repetitive, I'll turn the camera off and I'll show you what it looks like. Then once again with the darker mixture, the same brush, take the excess off, just put the darker mixture in, like that. This will be the underside of the trees and bushes where it gets really dark. Even some white patches, it's a bit much. And once again, I'll turn the camera off. As you can see, this is also a bit repetitive. Okay, once you've got these completely dry, you take an old brush. What we're going to do, we are just going to merge all this together by gently, very gently, just rubbing it. Do you see how it's softening everything out? Okay, everything's been softened off. Do that to each bush and tree. Like I say, because this gets a little repetitive, I'll just show you a couple. Soften all the edges of these trees off. Hopefully you've got all your trees softened off and they look like that. So what we'll do with around it, this is some burnt umber with a touch of ultramarine in. Shoreline, and we'll scrape some rocks in. A stronger mix. Ultramarine and burnt umber. I think that's almost a straight line. So that you attach it all together. card cut up. Put some in along the shoreline. Okay, we'll move on to the lake and just re-wet the whole lake area. Mirror the sky. This is Aran, not cleaning the brush, just some pyrrole orange. Cobalt blue into this side. And you'll have to remember that it will dry a lot lighter because it's mixing with the water that's on the page. The cobalt blue and Indian red, which was the cloud colour. I'll just pop that in. You don't have to be exact at all, it's just a suggestion of reflection. I'm just going to drop some aureolin and into that cobalt blue aureolin and the stronger green of the cobalt blue and aureolin with a touch of red. Just drop that in, fairly strong, with a touch of ultramarine, I think it was. Stronger mix with the burnt umber and French ultramarine. This is a cobalt blue and Indian red. I keep forgetting that. Cobalt blue and Indian red. Just to indicate deep water. This is Prussian blue and burnt umber. And then we can leave all that to dry. Okay, now that that's dried, I've just rubbed off the masking fluid from the trees and the front parts of these crags, and I'm just going to put some aureolin on the front and on the tops. Prussian blue and burnt umber with a touch of French ultramarine. We'll come to these trees. Just run this down the side. As you can tell, these are birch trees. I'll just go so far. As you can see how it's done, just let the brush come across. Okay, once you've got your trunks of your trees looking like that, you just turn your board round and then continue to add branches. This is a 00 rigger, and you just continue to pull your tree out, give it a little wiggle. Okay. Now this is also another part of that gets a little bit repetitive, so I'll just show you how to do a few, and then you carry on filling your tree out how you would like to do it. Hopefully after about 10-15 minutes you've got your tree looking like that, and this is just a very watery mix of cobalt blue, and I'm just going to add that in part up the tree. Same on the other one. It just adds a little bit more colour to it and helps tie it all in. Where the yellow is, we're just going to re-wet it, just soften the edge. You do this to all the edges. Then once you've blended the edges in with some cobalt blue and Indian red, we can just put in some crags using a 00 rigger. This also takes some time, so I'll just do a few. And then just anywhere you think that a crag should be, bring it out to the edge where the yellow is. Just keep putting the crags on. Once you put your crags in over your rocks, you can re-wet this area here, and just in the grassy bank area I'm just going to put some dark green in. Just along the back, along here, into the water. Just a little bit of reflection. Just a mop brush, very dry. With the dark green on the brush. Just very gently place it around the edges of your branches. I don't want too many, but just enough to let you know that there's some foliage on it. There's no need to buy any special brushes. Simple mop brush will do it. Once the green is dry, this is a bluey grey mixture of cobalt blue and burnt umber on the grey side. And with a darker, stronger mix, a little bit too much. Just bring in the undersides. Feather the edges in. Little reflection. So I'll just add a little bit of water. Bit of the colour. Soften the edges. Let's see. Just to add a little bit of movement into this water. Almost like the breeze has just skipped across it. Then all we've got to do now is put some wind streaks in it, across here, sign it, and then frame it. As you can see, I've just put the wind streaks in here, just to show there's some wind coming across the water. I've also put 3 birds in it, and I've signed it so you're ready to mount it and frame it. I hope you've enjoyed this demo. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have enjoyed it, please click the like button and please subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.